Okay, we are live at the Forum here in Los Angeles for UFC 199 Media Day. My name is Simon Head from The Sun, and we're going to take you into the media scrums as we talk to some of the fighters involved here at UFC 199.
Too much people, admire their work, what they've done, and they fall on their butt. And too much people look ahead and they start tripping over their own feet. So I'm taking one step at a time, covering my X's and O's, and Ricardo's first, so we see what happens, hopefully everything go right. You see the line flag raised June 4th, and you guys can ask me this question after.
What's your view on all this talk about Conor, and there's the Mayweather talk, and then there's it sounds like he wants to fight Diaz again. Obviously, that's, for him, he wants to prove a point that he can beat Diaz again. But while he's doing all this, the featherweight division's kind of sitting stagnant. The championship's not being defended. I mean, what's your take on all of this?
I don't care. That is simply flat out, I do not care. It's something I have no control over. So why am I going to consume myself over it? I can't change nothing about it. I know what I can control in my life, and that's what I'm going to control. And that's the things I'm going to care about. Those things I can't care about because I have no control. It's just going to eat you alive. So I don't care. It is what it is. Move on.
Are we moving any closer to a UFC show in Hawaii? Last time I spoke to you, you were really pushing hard for it, and it felt like there might have been a little bit of momentum. You might have made a bit, enough noise to get them thinking about it a bit more.
I keep hearing stuff. I keep hearing maybe end of the year, maybe next year. So the momentum is still going. So hashtag UFC Hawaii, tag Dana White, tag Lorenzo, tag the UFC. Tag 10 of your cousins, tell them tag the same people, add 10, keep going. If you get enough, I think it's going to happen, and it's going to happen sooner or later, I've been hearing some stuff, so it's looking very good.
You always bring the fire in the octagon, always bring the action, very exciting guy to watch. MMA and the UFC is still growing over in the UK where I'm from, and the sport is growing all the time, and we've got, obviously, Michael Bisping's fighting in the main event, possibility to become the first ever British world champion. I mean, what's your view on Michael Bisping as a fighter, and also how do you rate his chances in the main event on Saturday?
I give Michael Bisping a chance. Look what he did against Anderson Silva. I understand Anderson Silva is a different fighter from Luke, but this guy, he's game, and Bisping always comes to fight, and his chances is good, just like anybody. You put 4 ounces on anyone, you hit them in the right spot, they fall down, especially those guys. Those guys is almost heavyweights, they walk around like 200, 220, I'm sure, and they fight at 185, so you hit somebody in the right spot, anybody goes down, and we saw it multiple times, so I think he has the opportunity to do it, and we see what happens, and and shout out to UK. I love UK, I have a lot of fans there, and a lot of people hit me up on my Facebook fan page. I love you guys, keep supporting. I hope this sport gets crazy big there, and I'd love to fight there one day.
And for those new fans who are maybe going to watch Max Holloway fight for the very first time, what can I expect from you when you jump in the octagon to face Ricardo on Saturday?
You should get more of your friends over if you're going to watch my fight, and it's going to be a fun fight. I like standing. I'm a stand-up guy, and I like putting the pressure, making a pace, making a fight. So it should be fun. It's probably see some cool ninja stuff, some spinning stuff. So tune in. You're
on a busman's holiday this week. You're not on fighter duty this week. You're on slightly different duty. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, I'm the first fighter in the UFC to start their job shadowing program. So I'm here to shadow the equipment team, which is people hired by the UFC but handles all the Reebok gear, hands it out, packs for the week, all that stuff. So I've been here for 2 weeks now, in Indianapolis first, and then Vegas, and then now LA, and following the team around and just watching how they do stuff and giving my inputs where I could, and yeah, it's been a good experience.
Obviously, the main event, I'm from the UK. Michael Bisping is the big story for us. British guy fighting for a world championship. It's only happened once before, Dan Hardy against GSP. Obviously, Dan couldn't quite get it done on that night.
Yeah,
so Bisping has the chance to become the first ever British UFC world champion.
Yeah.
How do you assess his chances in this fight, and what do you make of him overall as a representative of the sport for the UK?
As a representative, it's few fighters I've met that seem so nice as he is. I've gotten the chance to meet people backstage during this couple of weeks, and he's been very nice. skill-wise, I see Rockhold being the better fighter, but like Bisping showed against Anderson, that he's got the grit, he's got the heart to be able to win this. So I hope he takes it home.
Great stuff. And what can you tell us about your next fight? Have you got anything lined up? I know Hamburg's coming up. That would be an obvious one for you if they could get you on that card coming from Denmark. So
I haven't gotten a contract yet, but as it seems right now, it's going to be Hamburg.
you fought Darren Till. That was a barn burner of a fight. He had the better of it to start with, and then you just flipped the switch in that last round and really went for it.
Yeah.
Tell us what happened on the stool going in just before that last round, because the fight looked like it was sort of falling away from you, and something happened, and then you came out and absolutely took it to him in the last round and picked up a well-deserved draw with that 10-8 in the last round.
Yeah, well, I just felt rejected during the fight. Nothing seemed to work for me in my head, and I was doing okay, but I just couldn't get the stuff to work that I anticipated. So my coach, which I've been with for 10 years, it was his victory, like really, or not victory, but like, to me it felt like a victory in a way. And it was just his words. He sat down to me and he was like, I know you don't trust yourself right now, but I trust you. Do you trust in me? And like, via his trust in me, he kind of gave myself trust again. So and then he made me go out like sparks flying out my ass and just trying to pound his head in.
Is that a fight you'd like to have back?
Absolutely, but it's not because I feel like it's like a spot on my record, because it was a perfect night. Two undefeated fighters meet and stay undefeated. I think that's the first time in UFC history that's happened.
Quite possibly.
And we got fight of the night, so of course I would like to win the fight, and I'm sure Dan would as well.
Yeah.
And we both have had chances to finish each other, but to me it's hard to get like a better fight than that. That was like the perfect story.
It was a superb fight, and looking forward.
It could be fun to meet him again.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Well, look forward to seeing you back in action, whether it's Hamburg or whether it's wherever else. I'm sure
It's gonna be Hamburg unless injuries come up.
Great stuff. All the best. Hope it goes well for you, and looking forward to seeing you in action again. And mixed martial arts is a sport where if you stand still for 5 minutes, the game just disappears into the distance. You have to keep evolving all the time. You picked up your Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu brown belt last week. Just tell us the amount of work that goes into getting to that level in one martial art. Bear in mind, you're training in multiple disciplines.
Yeah, it's so much discipline. I train jiu-jitsu every day. I'm a mixed martial artist, but I strike every day, I do jiu-jitsu every day, and I also travel to Renzo Gracie and train with those guys. I compete in jiu-jitsu. So much time has been put into it. And when I first got to TriStar, I was a blue belt. Reaching my brown belt, especially from Perez, he doesn't give belts away, and it's a great honour. Belts just it's a great achievement. It's good to see your progress, but it's more about the skills that you bring to the table. That's the most important thing, and it's back to the gym, back to learning.
Obviously, we're back over on American soil, but your last fight was in London. Picked up a win in front of your home fans. Tell us what was it like, just the whole experience of being there during fight week on home soil, the expectation that you would have had to have dealt with on the night, and then getting in there in the octagon and actually getting your hand raised at the end. I mean, how special was that for you?
Oh, it was great. I wish I was more dominant, especially fighting on home turf. But I learned so many lessons, especially the build-up. I never had a build-up like that. Doing the training in front of the public.
Oh, the open workouts, yeah.
Yeah, public workout. Yeah. It was a big build-up, and getting so much experience from that, and learned so many lessons. So for next time I do it, I got a good way of thinking, mental preparation.
Yeah, and we spoke on the phone a couple of weeks back. And we were talking about you're getting more used to dealing with this media stuff now. Obviously, you earn your money in the cage, and that's where you're most comfortable. How are you finding this? Because there's more of this to come, and it's going to get bigger and bigger. So
it's part of the package. I mean, what I love to do is be on the mats, be in the gym learning, being out in the octagon fighting and performing. That's my passion. But this is just a sort of part of the package, and you have to deal with it, and you have to get better at it. That's it.
Featured fight on UFC Fight Pass. Hopefully, there's going to be a load of new subscribers from the UK tuning in to watch you fight. Obviously, we've got Michael Bisping in the main event. Let's talk about your fight first. What can people expect from you if they haven't seen you fight before? Hopefully, there'll be a load of new fans tuning in.
Yeah, they can expect improved Tom Breeze, better than ever, well prepared, and Tom Breeze coming to bring it and win.
Brilliant. And final one, just talking about Michael Bisping. How much of an inspiration is he to you and other people around the UK scene, and how do you see his chances this weekend? He's up against it. He's on a 2-week notice against a very, very good champion, but he seems in an incredibly relaxed frame of mind going into it.
Well, you know, Michael Bisping made mixed martial arts what it is today in the UK, made it popular, and you know, brought a lot more exposure and made it available for us to watch. If it wasn't for people like Michael Bisping, you know, it would have been, I maybe would have got into mixed martial arts a bit later than I did. And as for his fight the weekend, you know, it's a tough fight. Luke Rockhold's one of the best paying fighters in the world. But after his fight with Anderson Silva, in the heart he showed in that, you can't count Michael Bisping out against anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look, we're certainly not going to be counting you out. We're looking forward to seeing you get your hand raised again.
Thank you.
Keep that undefeated streak going, and all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Good stuff.
I'll make it a big debate.
Don't have an excuse. I don't want you to have an excuse to go any further.
Hey, you said that last time. You said that last time, motherfucker.
See you Saturday, everybody. Thank you.
Tell us just how deserving Michael Bisping is of this title shot.
Well, he's absolutely deserving. You know, he's been around forever. He'll fight anybody, anywhere, anytime. He always steps up, and he loves big fights. You know, Michael Bisping's been carrying the UFC flag through the UK for many, many years. If he could win this title, it'd be so huge in the UK.
And have you got a message just for the UK fans who are going to be staying up late to watch this guy go for a world title?
You guys know, all the UK fans, you've been to Michael's fights in Manchester and London, and now this last Anderson Silva fight. Bisping comes to fight, man. Bisping comes to fight. He wanted to fight Anderson Silva so bad, and look at what a great fight that was. He's going to go out, just what he said today at the thing, he's going to go guns a-blazing tomorrow. He's going to do everything he can to win that title. I know it. Should be a great fight.
Brilliant. That's all I need. Thank you very much. And there we go, a rip-roaring pre-fight press conference here at the fabulous Forum in Los Angeles as Michael Bisping, Luke Rockhold, Uriah Faber and Dominic Cruz went at each other for, I don't know, it must have been well over half an hour. Jibes, insults, predictions of decisive victory and loss. It was a lively press conference. Dana White said he knew it was going to be a good one, and it certainly delivered. Michael Bisping, I think, might be winning over the neutrals. You know, I think he's playing the underdog role perfectly going into Saturday night's main event. He's coming in at 2 weeks' notice against a guy who already holds a decisive stoppage victory over him. But he's coming back in there, and a very interesting little wrinkle to the story about the fact that Jacare Souza was in the mix for this fight, and Bisping basically said that Jacare was in with a chance, and Rockhold opted not to take Jacare, but instead chose Michael Bisping. That's really interesting, and he obviously played that quite heavily in the press conference, saying that he thought it was the easier fight, and he's made a bad decision in taking on Bisping, who looks in great form. He's in great shape, and he certainly seems as relaxed and confident as we've seen in recent years. It's going to be a fantastic fight night on Saturday night. It's going to be live on BT Sport. The prelims kick off at 1 a.m. The main card kicks off at 3 a.m. with the Fight Pass prelims featuring Britain's own Tom Breeze getting underway at 11:30 p.m. on UFCFightPass.com. It's all shaping up to be a spectacular night here at the Forum, which, by the way, is a spectacular venue as well. It's the former home of the LA Lakers basketball team, and it is a quite remarkable venue. It's going to look absolutely superb on fight night. 14,000 people expected to watch this double world title fight card here in Los Angeles. That's pretty much all we've got for you here from Los Angeles for today. We'll get back to you again tomorrow with the next video blog, which will feature the UFC 199 weigh-ins. Until then, take care. I'll speak to you soon.